0, 1, 2, 3. Let's get started.
Oh, that's real good.
How are you YouTubers doing on this still sunny Saturday afternoon? Evening now? Golly, man, today flew by. So it happens when you oh, that hard drive just went. Anyway, thank you all for coming here. So here's the deal. Not all of you know who Nick Rekieta is, and I don't blame you. I don't care what you watch, right? I just thought of something. I should have played that video. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What does matter is, so Nick is a YouTuber, focuses on law, and had a very, very successful channel. And he was the one. He said when Kyle Rittenhouse got arrested, he said, "I'm going to cover that trial every single day," and he did, and he became wildly successful from there, and kind of started the whole revolution of watching trials and stuff like that. But he hated the whole idea of like law stuff, like, because trials suck. They're boring. Trust me. That's why I don't do them. I hate them. Anyway, fast forward to a few years later. Some people say his success, some people say his excess caught up to him, and he got busted. He had a very bad time. There's another creator named Montegraph that he called a PDF file. Nick called him a PDF file. And anyway, Montegraph is suing him currently. And after the night, it was May of last year, 2024. There was a decision that came in very negative towards Nick. He went live to talk about it. And before the stream was over, he looked very inebriated and had a white substance on his nose. He since got arrested. Since then, people have been trying to get the police video, the cameras, but they go into the house because they got a warrant. The police got warrants to come into the house, took the children away for a while. They did the whole thing. And anyway, he's on probation now. Fast forward, he's on probation. So hopefully he recovers. But this is a look into the house. We do not have the actual video, but we do have a transcript of what happened. We have people that have seen the video. This came from Null. He's the guy who runs Kiwi Farms. Kiwi Farms, don't go over there. That being said, I grew up over there. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well today. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to read one of these. We're going to do it together because, well, here's why. It's the insight of this is what's important, because you see somebody who is everything you could possibly imagine, and yet they have problems, just like people that you hope you never have problems like. So that being said, how is that beautiful chat doing today? We got Shane's here. Squid, hey, how you doing, babe? What's happening? Nicola, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. 80s Music Man, what's going on? Hey, Miami Spice. Miami Spice graced everyone with her presence in Discord last night. If you're not a member, if you're a member of the show, go over to the members tab. There's a link so you can go sign up and hang out back there. Hang out with us. Go do a little chit chatty and stuff like that. Let's see here. Hey, Hogwarts fan, how you doing? Linda Lazier, what's going on? T-Rex, what's happening? Today we grift. Oh, really? Love you, expert. I don't think grifting is inherently bad. Am I grifting? I'm not trying to grift. I'm trying to get that. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. You anytime you want me to hang out, let me know. Vice, baby, how's it going? What's been happening? I haven't seen in a long time. The on Twitter, the winners. This reminds me because he's the first one to comment. The winners of last night's Corner Kisses with Broken Baker were announced. Go over to the expert tweets if you want to see that. Dina Scholler, how you doing? Debbie Blair, what's up? Andrea Myers, hey. Your mom, how you doing? Tug Simp, hey, how you doing, Tug Simp? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well over there in merry old England. I was almost said cheery old England, but it's merry, and don't we say merry old England? Hey, Sheila, how you doing? Hi there. Happy Saturday night. Absolutely. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a good time. We're going to do all that cool stuff. Hey, Arlie, how you doing, babe? How's it going down there? It's lunchtime here under flat earth. The Broken Baker said that's the turtle's tummy. The turtle's tummy. He believes in the turtle theory of the earth. He's from Denmark. They have, the Vikings and the manatees mated and created the Norwal. So just remember that. Debbie Webb, what's going on? Amy, how you doing? Amy Bonner, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope all is well. Our Arkansas girl. Dan Davis, another month apart. Dan, have you ever thought about just becoming a caveman? Just a thought. Hey, Lady Tammy, how's it going? Jen 8675309. I did a little Axl Rose there at the end. I'm not very good at Axl Roser, but Axl Rose is pretty cool. El Flocking Lou, El Lou, or Lulu. I love the sunflower, by the way. Roseman Ranch, how's it going, babe? Oh, it's so cool hanging out with you last night. Direxie, what's going on? Melly Cormier. Why did I get stuck in your name, Melly? I've said it 100 times. Cormier. I want to say, is it Cormier? Is that right? I was dropped in my head a lot as a child. Not really checked, see if there's brain damage or anything like that. But, hey, how you doing, Phoenix? What's up? Nanny Clamp it. I almost said cramp it. Krampus. Blue raspberry slushy with nerds from Sonic. Amazing. They have blue Fanta frozen at McDonald's. We saw that on a billboard today. But blue raspberry slushy. I'm not a big fan of the raspberry, but I am a big fan of Nerds and Sonic. Lisa Patterson, what's going on? Well, hey, I think I caught up with everybody. I think I caught up. Yeah. All right, guys. So there's a lot of interesting legal aspects with this case. And it's also it's a reason why you don't jump out and just spout everything. Just like you always got to wait till all the facts come in. There's a lot of YouTubers they're wrong or they're right. And it doesn't matter, but it's a weird thing. It's a very weird thing. They're very conclusory about hey, Texas alien, how you doing? Can't stay, gotta leave town. I hear you. You're an alien. Yeah, go back to Mars or wherever aliens come from. Mexico or something. Krypton. Alicia G, how you doing? Did you get a new avatar? Oh my gosh, you've changed it again. Didn't you used to have purple hair? I believe so. I think so. Anyway, it's a weird look. Yeah, it's that part where I'll just tell you, it kind of sounds like that hoarder type thing, but I don't know what it is. I think what it is, it's just don't do drugs, okay? That'd be the main thing. Don't just keep it simple. Don't do drugs. And it's when people say, I hope you get help and best for him and all that stuff, you see why. I understand now why, like, drug courts and stuff like that, why they want you to have like certain basic things that I think are silly when I first heard about it. Like, who cares about I don't know, just little things that they look at. And there's a normalcy that we accept in our subconscious, that when we see something that's not right, we know it, but we don't know why sometimes. Anyway, that's how I kind of felt with this. Now let's go ahead and start. Oh my gosh, there's Muppet Ceiling Cat now. Oh, I'm gonna have to get Muppet Dog. That's what we're gonna have to do. Get out of there, Ceiling Cat. Ah, Ceiling Cat. Muppet Ceiling Cat. So weird. All right, so what happened was there were several women in I forget the name of the town in Minnesota. They went to the court and they got the you could see the video, but you had to go to court to see it. You had to go to the courthouse. Since then, there's been a new ruling. There's a conspiracy theory behind it and everything else about they pulled it down so you can't see it. But these women were able to, they took notes and they were able to, so that way they can you have multiple sources, and then that way you can see them all and you can see if there's anything that really deviates. It's a genius idea that they came up with over there on the farms. But it's oh yeah, why does my cursor keep jumping? Oh my gosh, my cursor keeps jumping screens. I have another screen on here. T-Rex says drugs are bad. Okay. Or wait, fun? Bad. Wait, hold on. No, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. This is temporary fun. It's a temporary fun. You know what's fun, and I don't do it, is exercise. Exercise is fun. Maybe not, but you feel good afterwards. You know what else? You know what makes T-Rex feel good? T-Rex likes to wake up in the morning before he does anything. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Wiggle, 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 yeah. Ha ha! He wiggles. T-Rex is a wiggler. All right. Let's see here. What's happening? All right. Oh, Jenny. Just don't pay attention to him. Just be like, go away. David Nelson. Pixie sticks are fun. That's true. That's very true. Oh, hey, Harriet Williams is here. How you doing, Harriet? Terry, American Woman Thrifter. How you doing? Wait, hold on. Squid leaving? Where's Squid going? Oh my gosh, we've been invaded by a ginger. I come in and people start yelling my name like I have TP on my shoe. Wait, hold on. Who was hollering your name? But this is Freckles when she goes walking out in the morning. Oh, wait a second. Maybe that's Rexy. I'm Rexy and I know it. I do that wake up and wiggle every day. Makes me wonder if you have a camera in my cab. Do you wiggle while going down the road? This is more the T-Rex. Oh my gosh, T-Rex. Oh man, next week, but it's gonna be so great. Okay, guys. So, and this is also gives you a good idea. So, this is how some court proceedings are. You go to court and you ask to see records. A lot of states are like this. I think with the advent of the internet, we may need to reevaluate how our open records acts are, because you can you can do some bad stuff. You can get a lot of information about people that you may not want people to have. But if you go to court, you got to sit there and read that documents. People are less likely to take them and try to be nefarious with them. Okay, so the person starts off with saying audio note. There are sound issues throughout the footage. So I mean, it's not that great of a recording. Some people have said that it was better and they got worse. Does that make sense? The video is from Officer Pumplin's body cam. He moves around a lot and rarely stays in one place for long, so the footage can be jumpy and hard to follow. That combined with the noise and clutter adds to the chaos. This is the long one. There are two that are out. One's 8 pages. This is 17 pages. The 8-page one, I may do it later as a video. But anyway, so 9:15 in the morning. The night before, was that the stream? I can't remember. Anyway, Nick had only had a couple hours sleep if he had slept at all. The video begins with officers examining the front door. As they enter, the first thing you see is a scared child. The house is extremely filthy. The floors are completely covered with clothes and junk. In some areas, there's no walkway at all. You actually have to walk on stuff to move through the space. Countertops are stacked with random items, and liquor bottles are everywhere. The filth and hoarding are immediate, and the filth, and hoarding are immediate and overwhelming. The mess you see in Nick's kitchen when he shows it on stream is nothing compared to the rest of the house. That one space is clearly staged. It's obvious he only cleans the visible areas specifically for streaming. Now, at 9:16 a.m., Kayla and April are being brought out of the house and led outside. A dog can be heard barking in the background. Kayla is the wife. April is the girlfriend. It's a non-traditional marriage. I can't stand. I don't like it when my wife and the GPS are talking in the car. I can imagine having two. Love you, White Rabbit. It's not you. Hey, Max Murrah, what is happening, my man? How are you, sir? China already has your government records. Yeah, it's true. They got them all. So Kayla and April are being brought to the house. Dogs barking in the background. On 9:17, officers call to a child who is downstairs. The kids are being removed from the house while the search begins. One of the officers goes downstairs to retrieve the youngest child. She comes up holding the officer's hand. It's a sad image. She speaks to him, but the audio was unclear due to background noise, so I couldn't make out what she said. As they head towards the door, she pauses to pick up the cat so she can take it outside with her. The search continues. A nitrous tank is visible in the house. There's a lot of rumors about whippets being used now. So, hey, Gosney, how's it going? Oh, Gosney, I gotta send you a message. Gosney, I'll just ask you right now. Would you like to record like a 30-second soundbite? We can play at FNL live, like, since you can't be there this year. Yeah, it's true, Max. I didn't think about that. I thought about the nitrous thing, but I didn't think about the timeline. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was. Seems like it was beforehand. All right, 9:21. Nick can be heard outside yelling, "Get out of my house!" He says something about probable cause and a search warrant. He sounds indignant. Officer Pumplin walks out to a squad car to get gloves. At 9:23, as he returns, the camera catches all the kids sitting on the ground outside with Kayla. They're huddled against the house. The scene is heartbreaking. 9:24, Kayla is taken back inside and searched. 9:25. You imagine this is happening from your kids. I mean, it's At 9:25 a.m., Officer Pumplin enters a bedroom where other officers are photographing drugs and paraphernalia found on top of a red mini fridge. The fridge is being used as a nightstand. At 9:28 a.m., they begin photographing evidence inside Nick's streaming room. The room is far smaller than expected, and the condition is much worse than anything seen on stream. There are bottles of alcohol everywhere. The entire space is buried under hoarded junk, electronics, collectibles, and random gear. His 5 monitor setup and other equipment are visible, but everything around it is chaotic. The curated background people see during streams is a total facade. So anyway, let's not talk about that. I don't know where it all comes from. It's crazy. I got nerds. I've got hand sanitizer. It's just, look, I have a baggie full of change. Let's not talk about it. No. But also I don't have kids. Okay. I don't have any children. Not what I know about. Anyway. This comes from Kiwi Farms. This was transcribed from the police cam videos. They were available in Minnesota at where the courthouse is. So this is what everybody is saying is the thing. I think even Nick even said in a tweet that it seemed right. So, let's see here. They go, and by the way, I'm not doing any analysis of anything that's being legal searches or anything like that. It's just a sad situation, and it's public, So, for me, it shows that it can happen to anybody. Please don't let it happen to you. You guys mean too much. Let's see here. They go through a bag full of brown glass bottles, each one wrapped in tissues. At 9:33 a.m., an officer enters and informs them that cocaine was found in the bedroom where Kayla and April had come out of earlier. 9:33 to 10:01, briefing, confrontation, and arrest. That seems just skipped over a lot of stuff. Oh no, wait, excuse me. That's it. I don't read these things before you guys, before I read them with y'all. So sorry, I guess there is a timeline there. I apologize. At 9:33 a.m., some of the officers meet up in the entryway and brief each other on the situation. One mentions that Nick is trying to ask them the questions instead of answering theirs. Another officer says they need to get statements, figure out who lives in the house, and call family services. The audio is unclear due to background noise, so the dialogue here is paraphrased to the best of my ability. Officer Pomplin goes back into the master bedroom where officers are still going through the red fridge being used as a nightstand. He then heads outside to talk to Nick for the first time, at least from what's visible on this camera angle. Let's see here. Pomplin tells Nick, we want to ask you some questions, a quick interview. We want to get an idea of the layout of the house, where the nanny is at, and who all stays here. Nick immediately pushes back and asks, what's your probable cause? Pumplin replies, you have the search warrant. Nick stands there with his arms crossed. He's calm, and he looks like poo. He says, cool, you have no probable cause. Pumpkin asks, are you willing to talk to me? Nick responds, sure, then immediately adds, you still have no probable cause. Pomplin says, I'm not discussing that. You've been given the search warrant. You know how this works. Nick again says something about probable cause. 9:30 a.m., Nick has read his Miranda rights. They begin questioning him about the children and other adults in the room. Pomplin confirms Kayla is his wife and then asks about the other woman. Nick gives April's name and says she's a friend. He says she does not reside there. Pomplin tells him she came out of the bedroom. Sorry, that made me laugh because it's like, hey, Yeah, she came out of the bedroom. Sorry. Sorry. That was my inner child. Nick replies, okay, so she came out of the bedroom. Pomplin says, when I have people over, they don't go in my bedroom. Nick snaps, I don't give a crap what you do. Pomplin stays calm and says, I'm just asking questions. Nick tells him, no, you're not. You're making statements. Pomplin asks, where do you stay in the residence? Nick says, all over. It's my house. Pomplin says, do you stay in the master bedroom? Nick says, when I'm in there, I stay in there. Sure. Oh God. Pomplin asks, is that where you sleep at night? Nick says, yes. Pomplin responds, that's all I needed to know. You know, it's funny. I sleep all over. I really do. I started off in the bedroom last night and woke up in a different bedroom in the morning. It's because of dogs and TVs and everything else. I have a really hard time sleeping. Sometimes I sleep on a big poof. It's what's called a poof. When they or a dog bed, as some of you affectionately call it. When he then asked, "Do you want to tell me where things are in the house to help expedite the search?" Nick says, "Where what things are?" Pomplin replies, "You saw the warrant. We're looking for controlled substances." Nick says, "I'm not admitting to anything. That's ridiculous. You still have no probable cause." Pomplin says, we're going to be searching the house. We're going to be contacting family services." Nick asks why. Pomplin says, because we've already found cocaine in the house. And Nick just stares at him. Pomplin adds, we're not here on a whim. Nick says, yes, you are. Pomplin says, no, we're not. Nick repeats, yes. Pomplin tells him, we came here looking for controlled substances. We were only in the house about 10 minutes and already found some. Nick responds, I don't know anything about it. Nick says something about family services and mentions the grandparents. Pomplin tells him that's most likely what will happen, but family services has to be involved. We'll put them in with a family member if we can. That's terrifying, isn't it? Nick and April are both handcuffed in the driveway, facing each other. It's almost cinematic. It's like a love scene. April is looking at him with a pouty face and puppy dog eyes. She's wearing a black cutoff shorts and a black long sleeve crop top. As Nick is being walked to the squad car, he tells the officer, I hope you catch gonorrhea and transition to the other side. Before getting him in the vehicle, they stop to photograph the sores on his arms. He has a lot of them. That's weird. Nick asks, are you going to arrest my wife too? Pomplin tells him yes, but we're going to have her stay here and stay with the kids until family services and grandparents get here. Nick is visibly seething. Pomplin says, I'll come and talk to you when we're done and at the jail. The audio was unclear due to the background noise, so I couldn't make out Nick's response. Pomplin then walks away from Nick and over to April. He introduces himself, explains what's going on, tells her she's going to jail, and asks if she has any questions and whether she's been Mirandized. April says, no, but I want to ask. Just remember, if it's easier if you don't talk to the police. Sorry. Pomplin interrupts to confirm that she has been read her Miranda rights. She has. He begins asking her questions. Pomplin, how long have you been here? April, not that long, maybe a month. I'm trying to find my own place. Pomplin, so you've been living here? April, yep. I stay in the sunroom a lot. I've known the family for quite a while. Pomplin, you came out of the bedroom with Kayla, right? April, yes. Pomplin, you were hanging out in there? April, yes. Pomplin, what were you doing in there? April, Kayla was sleeping and I was changing clothes. Pomplin tells her they're executing a narcotic search warrant. April shakes her head no, as if she's confused, in disbelief, or pretending not to understand. Another officer asks, you were changing clothes in there? April says, yes. He follows up, you keep stuff in there? April, yes. At that point, another officer walks up holding two pairs of shoes. He puts one pair down on the ground. April looks at him and says, "Those aren't mine." The officer apologizes and says, "Sorry, there's a lot." April looks at the other pair, still in his hand, and says, "Those are mine." Um, that's right, Vice baby. Um, let's see. He places them on the ground. They're slip-on sandals with straps. April tries to put them on while handcuffed, and as they continue to ask her questions. They ask where she sleeps when she's staying at the house. April says, "Sometimes I stay in the sunroom. There's a couch out there. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, so sometimes I sleep next to Kayla on the bed." She interrupts to ask for help putting on her sandals. The officer bends down and helps her put them on his feet. Oh, just like what, Cinderella? This is a fairy tale. Oh, I'm a bad person. Uh, when he finishes, the audio becomes harder to understand. The audio was unclear due to background noise, so the dialogue here is paraphrased to the best of my ability. Remember, paraphrase is not exact. One of the officers says something about the controlled substance search warrant and adds, "I'll let you think about that." April shakes her head again. No, again, clearly overwhelmed or confused. They tell her she's been charged with fifth-degree felony controlled substance offense. April reacts, "Oh my God." The officer says, "We'll go from there. Any questions for me?" April responds, "No, I wouldn't know what to ask. Like I said, this is," she pauses, says, "scary." Um, let's see here. Where is all right. He tells her later, he tells her we'll meet up later and try to make it more clear for you. Then places her in a squad car. Kayla refuses to speak. Evidence logging, first safe opened. Female cop holding a big gun says Kayla refuses to speak without her attorney present. Kayla and the kids are still sitting on the ground against the house behind the cop. Kayla is sitting with her head on the oldest daughter's shoulder. It's a heartbreaking scene. I don't know how I feel about putting narrative like that in, but I mean, it's not mine to write. So, as Officer Pomplin is walking away, I hear the female cop say, "I'm going to try to get her some clothes." I'm unclear who she was referring to. As Officer Pomplin walks through the disgusting house, you can hear him let out a huge sigh as he looks at everything. He puts on some gloves. As he gets to the bedroom, he asks, "Are we still going through things in here?" I had a hard time understanding the audio, and the dog is barking loudly in the background. 9:48 a.m. The officer goes back to his car to get something. He drinks some Mountain Dew and gets some snuff. On his way back in, he passes Kayla and the kids again. He has interactions with another cop that I couldn't quite understand. Someone says something about the house being huge. 9:49 a.m. He heads back to his car again, looking for something. Couldn't see what it was. On the way back to one of the cop cars, is talking to the kids, obviously trying to make them comfortable. After he gets inside, again, the audio is hard to understand between background noises, radio chatter, and the dog barking. The dog is in the bathroom with a baby gate up. You can hear a conversation about drugs, firearms, and finding 22 casings. Officer Pumplin starts writing down a list of evidence found. Um, Number one, short tube found on the nightstand, fridge, tested positive for cocaine. In layman's terms, it's called straw. There are four cops searching the room. Officer Pomplin heads back to the squad car to retrieve evidence bags. Kayla is not sitting with the kids this time as he passes. Wait a second, evidence bags? But Karen Reed, I thought you just used solo cups. 9:54 a.m. Officer Pomplin starts logging evidence again. Number 2, a glass vial that tested positive for cocaine from the nightstand. Number 3, 2 credit cards with April's names on them. All this evidence is from the top of the fridge nightstand, which is covered with a bunch of miscellaneous junk like a Celsius can, a couple of candles, a spray bottle of something, and an unframed picture of Nick and Kayla laying on top of their stuff. One of the officers picks up a bottle of pills and says, "This is paraphrased from memory. I wasn't able to hear what he said verbatim. Something like, I found one of the kids' prescriptions right next to the cocaine. It has the name Celeste on it. Cops are mistaken. Celeste is Nick's mom." Then the commentary is she giving him drugs or did he steal them? So I don't know. Never heard anything about this, and he wasn't, best of my knowledge, wasn't charged. They look at 2 casino player cards with Nick and Kayla's names on them and take pictures of them. He turns to the other cops, so they found. Cop pulls a paper bag out of an armoire and starts taking the stuff out. It sounds like he said something about a meth pipe, and then the other cop asks if they're used. He says that one looks dirty unless it's brown glass. 9:57 a.m. You can hear a cop say something about 2 spent 22 shell casing on the floor. One of the other cops finds up pipes and bongs. They think they're unused. The dog's still barking. Officer Pomplin finally says, "We've got to do something about that dog." An hour later, they realize that not only do they have child services, but they need to call the dog catcher. Officer Pomplin documents in his report the big gun that was found under the bed. Pomplin continues processing and logging the evidence. He is still in the bedroom where the red fridge nightstand is located. There's movement and chatter as the officers go through items. It's a mix of searching, bagging, and documenting. The audio is difficult to make out, clearly because of overlapping voices, barking, and background noises. One of the officers says they found edibles. Another holds up what looks like a grinder and says it contains a white powder. They say they're going to test it. At 10:01 a.m., you can hear a child back in the house. From 10:02 to 10:24, second safe, drugs inside, family services update. At 10:02 a.m., he's documenting more evidence, a metal container with 2 glass ones with powder. This seems so much more than what was charged. It's kind of overwhelming, you know. A lot of stuff here. God, I'm just thinking about that. What's the what's it called? The people that have to report. So I'm just thinking about that report, talking about the condition the kids are hungry and stuff like that. It's just sorry. He's documenting more of a metal container, glass powder. A female comes in asking about taking something to the jail for Kayla. One of the officers finds something under the bed. Officer Pomplin asks, "What's that?" It sounds like the other officer says something about a Supreme Court unclear license. Couldn't make out that word. 10:04. He asks the other cop, "Did you see Nick's arms, track marks all down?" He says, says be cognizant of the possibility. Okay. Oh, duh. Why am I having a hard time with that? Be cognizant of the possibility of finding needles, and then says they could be sores. They mentioned they passed Nick in his car on the way to his house. That's right. So he was going this way, and they're going that way. And Nick turned around. Another cop comes in and says they're interviewing mom right now. Pomplin says, "We're going to be a while." They discuss areas they want to search thoroughly: the master bedroom, 2 studios, and the inner and outer vault studio area. He calls the studio Nick's lair. "This is my lair." Thank you, mandated reporter. Appreciate it. And I just lost my. Oh, there it is. Lost my So I think a pointer. Sorry. Um, they discuss that what cops will be doing, what to search at 6 a.m. Pumplin says we need to do our due diligence for the kids, doing all we can. They're waiting for the kids and the dog to be picked up. They are splitting the cops up, 3 upstairs and the others in other areas. At 10:07 a.m., they discuss April's purse, ID, etc. They left it because there was cash in it. Officer Pomplin leaves 3 cops. Oh, yeah, officers, duh. Searching the bedroom, and he starts walking towards the front door. He says something about a lot of stuff being in the studio. He can see Kayla from with what appears to be 2 family service workers at the front door. But they got there quick, right? 10:08 a.m. Officer Pomplin goes downstairs. It looks like a family room with a fireplace, some arcade games, a drum set, and other kid stuff. This section is outside the area that leads to Nick's studio. As he goes into Nick's studio, he passes through a small library-type room with lots of books and random things on the bookshelves. He then gets into the streaming room. Someone mentions vials and something about homemade whiskey. Officer Pomplin opens a Ziploc bag and pulls out a small box that looks like it has a picture of food on it. He then pulls out different vials. One has a brown substance in it. And he says one of them has brine written on it. If Nick was making moonshine, that would get him in trouble. The ATF would care more about that than anything else. He says the note looks like it has a whole pepper in it and comments that it's weird. He pulls out a bag of seeds. Again, they say something about it possibly being for homemade whiskey or something. 10:11, Officer Pomplin starts going through a pile of papers. He looks at a handwritten letter. I took notes on it because it was weird and confusing. It was about a father and a daughter and said things like a dad admits selfishness and crisis, a dad getting all this stuff and no praise, and a daughter practiced her song just for dad. After Googling, I found it's about a South Korean horror film called Train to Busan. I've not seen that movie, but if you have, let me know. Hey, Brandy R, how you doing? The next piece of paper is a letter from the county Department of Environmental Services. It's something about a building or shed or something. The thing is signed. The next thing is a signed anime pic. Next is an autographed picture of Eric Rowland. I don't know who that is. Signed, here's looking at you, Nick. It has a lipstick print on it. And it says, P.S. Look here with an arrow pointing at the button area of his shirt. Who's Eric Rowland? I tried doing an AI version, but it's basically okay. Next is a piece of unopened certified mail to Kayla with writing on the envelope. He then finds a cardboard box with question marks drawn on a marker. He opens it, and inside there's a ton of shredded paper. He rummages through it and finds something that he thinks might have been a big shroom. He asks the other cop, and the cop says no. How bad is it? You're just like assuming that everything you find is drugs. Oh, jeez. It wasn't visible on the camera very long. Another cop comes in. He has a safe that he found under the bathroom sink in the master bathroom. It's a briefcase style safe that's locked, but it's, it's part of a baggie hanging out. Oh my gosh. They were able to test the part that was sticking out and it tested positive for cocaine. Where wasn't there cocaine? That's the question. That's the easier thing, I think, to find. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, Max. I see. Yeah. It wasn't the house is in serious chaos. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason about this. I mean, like I just said, there's cocaine everywhere. It's weird. Um, The officer leaves to go ask for a key. He gets a quick phone call, then asks Kayla for the key. She is with 2 family service workers. He tells her, "We need a key or we're going to have to break it open." She says she doesn't know where it is. They go outside. The kids are still sitting on the ground. The cop walks behind the vehicles and breaks open the safe with what looks like a pry bar and a mallet. Those are expensive briefcases to be that easy to open. The safe is full of drug paraphernalia and baggies. They take a photo and it says, "Let's get it to a better location." On their way back to the house, another officer mentions that the grandparents are on their way. They take the safe to a small bathroom, place it in the toilet, and open it. There's a bag that says KKK on the outside. It's just a little racist baggie. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, they surmise it's ketamine. Isn't ketamine one that would like Michael Jackson was on or Prince or something like that? Um, yeah, Island is sad. Um, there's also a digital scale, snort tubes, a metal piece that looks like a crack pipe, and another. So there's a meth pipe and a crack pipe. Guys, let me tell you what, I do not know what the difference is between a crack pipe and a meth pipe. I just realized that I'm a grown man and I do not know what the difference is. And you know what? I don't need to know what the difference is. I don't care. But I just realized some people do know that what the difference is. Evidently, I'm not an expert in my pipes. I know corncob pipes. I know MacArthur. That's about it. I know who's that guy? Frosty the Snowman, and John MacArthur. Let's see here. Looks like a crack pipe, another metal item that looks like a spoon without a handle. He asks for another cop and says, "This is insane." His glove rips and he needs a new one. He says he thinks one is ketamine and the bites are either Molly or LSD. They start documenting the evidence. There's the baggie that was sticking out of the safe, which has a positive for cocaine. There are also some cards and rolled up dollar bill. They find a large corner cut off with white powder. There are Ziploc bags containing smaller bags. One of them has KKK written on. Another Ziploc contains multiple small bags of powder. They find a digital scale. Why wasn't all this, though, in the arrest record? Like, why didn't he get charged with all this? They found a digital scale, a metal pin or container, 2 snort tubes, and 2 cutters. All right, 10:24 to 10:48. The studio search, the gun safe, and Kayla's return. This sounds like a book. Kayla's return. 10:24 a.m. Officer Pomplin goes back to the studio. A cop tells him they didn't search the stuff that's covered in dust since it's obviously not been touched recently. One of them says there's a lot of weird stuff down there, like a bunch of pencil shavings. Pomplin says that is his hangout. I can't hear what the other cop says, but Pomplin responds, "Because you can't do it with your girlfriend and wife. I guess I don't know." 10:25 a.m. He's searching through the artwork that's laying against the wall, including the cat painting. You can see a close up of a lot of the stuff that's usually behind Nick when he's streaming. They find a container or box of something that says it looks like cornstarch inside. He starts going through all of Nick's collectibles, opening boxes and looking inside. He says there aren't other safes. Well, they found what, 3 safes? Family service workers ask about collecting electronics for the kids and says they're going to grandma's. Officer Pomplin goes into a room where there's lots of clothing racks and clean clothes hanging up. Kayla's in there with the family service workers gathering clothes for the kids. The officer asks about getting electronics for them. 10:33, Pomplin goes to the garage. He finds out there's another safe and gets the equipment to break it open. And hello, Robert James and Judge Maddie. And T-Rex says, Raggers was charged with all that stuff. It was in the charging document. When he took the plea deal, a lot of that stuff was dropped and the amount was dropped. So it was a lesser charge. So I see. I don't remember it, T-Rex. I mean, that's right. Me not remember something shocking, but I didn't remember that stuff because there's, I mean, gosh, I mean, just the number of digital scales and stuff that we've seen so far. You know, granted, take it with a grain of salt that this is an accurate representation of uh, what happened. Uh, which that's something else. It's like this. I tend to think that this is pretty accurate because it sounds like the same type of stuff you see all the time with um, big time drug addicts. Bellevue News, how you doing, buddy? Misa Pipes Out, what's up? And Anna News, how are you? And hold on a second. And, wait, that's the one. As a matter of criminal, the only thing significant is the cocaine. I was wondering about that. That's because when they're talking about the edibles and all that stuff, I was like, I don't even know up there, but it's that's weird to me. I mean, it's not weird to me, but it's what it is that so much of our knowledge, unless somebody like Steve who's been in that field, the layperson's knowledge, we get stuff from TV. You're. I mean, I hate to say that, but a lot of stuff we just hear from TV shows and stuff. You don't. Criminal law is such a specialized field, and thankfully, it's a small field. But uh, it needs to be smaller. We need less criminals. But anyway, that's yeah. So the cocaine is it. Let's see here. Oh wait, wrong page. Sorry. All right. Pablo goes to the garage, finds there's another safe, and gets the equipment to open it, break it open. 10:35 a.m. They open it. Inside there's guns and ammo. He takes pictures of all the guns and the rest of the contents. One of the cops starts looking around at all the boxes and totes of stuff. He asks how long he's been living there. Pablo says a while. The other cop says it looks like they have half unpacked boxes or from moving or something. Pablo says it might be April stuff. She says she's only been there for a few months. 10:37, someone walks in with the dog on a leash. At 10:38, an officer comes in and says there's another safe in the master bedroom closet. What's that, 4 now? Other Poplin ask him to bring it out to the garage. They break it break in and open it. Inside there are Ziploc baggies, a rolled up $100 bill with white powder, rolling papers, a lot of THC cartridges. My tongue stopped working. Cartridges, a scooper, and a small funnel. And let's see. She's sorry, where's my stupid thing? T-Rex says, I'm not proud of my past, but having a scale doesn't necessarily mean you're distributing. I had to make sure I wasn't being ripped off. Having a scale makes it easy for them to add intent to distribute. Yeah, that's so weren't they just like a gram away from reaching that charge with the intent to distribute too? Um, that was the thing, that's you always you have to wonder it's weird. It's weird. You're on that cusp of where you did you have enough there to have the intent to distribute, right? And the thing is, like, is the glass half full or half empty? Well, it depends if you're drinking or pouring. And so it's like you don't know how long, how much drugs have been used before they got there. Maybe there was that level, but did he have the intent, or is it just that much personal? It's just there's a lot of stuff you have to focus on. It's just It's not. None of this is very clear. It takes practice. Is the main thing. The practice of law. Right? That's why they call it a practice. It takes experience. It's not something you can learn overnight, or you can really pick up just from reading words on a page. But thank you, T-Rex. Thank you for sharing that with us. An officer comes in and says there's another safe in the master bedroom. Pomplin brings to the garage, break it open. There's Ziploc baggies and blah blah blah. They're not sure some of it is, but suspect fentanyl. Oh, jeez. Was there? Was it? Mm. I, mm. You don't want to be. They take pictures of it all. They leave the THC cartridges and don't put them into evidence. They say they'll test everything else at the station. Officer Pomplin starts documenting all the evidence in his report: drugs, paraphernalia, guns, and ammo. He lists them all out, including the serial numbers on the guns. They discuss needing to do basic sweep of the kids' rooms and the other bathrooms. At 10:47 a.m. 10:47 a.m. Kayla's mom arrives to pick up the kids and the dog. Again, you see the kids during this interaction. 10:48 a.m. Kayla walks in shortly after, looking strung out. She's wearing a backless shirt, and you can see all of her back tattoos. 10:48 a.m. Final sweep and personal reflections. 10:48, they come across a box with April's name on it. They open it and inspect the contents. Start going through the kitchen cabinets, focusing especially on the one with all the pills and medicines. At 10:51, I think they found needles, but realized they're actually syringes without needles, the kind used for administering liquid medications. They do a final quick sweep of the rest of the house. At 10:55, after Pomplin goes back into the master bedroom, walk-in closet with another officer who debriefs him on where they found previous evidence, like the bullet and some other, and the other safe. The other cop is in the back of the closet. I'm sorry, that was funny to me. The cop is in the closet. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I love cops. I really do. T-Rex. They always do field weight, including the weight of the packaging and the amount of drugs. Typically later, the amount of drugs is reduced when they weigh it in a lab outside the packaging. All right. That's interesting. So that's what was on the report. Yeah, I mean, duh. It makes sense. They have to do a lab. It has to be a scientific, a calibrated scientific test. It can't just be, hey, I pulled out my scale from the back of the trunk of my car. Let's hear. Looking for stuff. There are all kinds of tasty vapes and adult stuff. Hey, what's adult stuff? You can't see it from Pomplin's point of view, but it's clear these items are out in the open, easily visible and accessible when anyone walks in. They announce that everyone else is gone, and they start collecting all their stuff. Oh, is adult stuff a Baldo? I'm sorry. The little kid in me just got tickled. It was a Baldo. Oh, they announce that everyone else is gone. They start collecting all their stuff. Day, one of them brings up the incident where Nick threw the warrant on the ground. By 11, they all leave. Personal observations of this random person. House has a weird layout. Okay. Occasion master bedroom, especially concerning. It's close to the main communal areas. Make it easy for kids. Okay. The messiest and most hoarded areas in the house are the ones where adults spend most of the time in. The streaming setup is highly curated. What viewers see on camera is a complete illusion. Behind the scenes is filthy, cramped, and chaotic. I mean, come on. Look, hey, let's not talk about what streamers do, okay? About their setups. I have a bucket. I'm a bucket. Oh, what's in here? Guys, I want to show you what's in my bucket, okay? It's very controversial. Very controversial. It's a snow speeder from Star Wars. Oh, because I'm moving stuff out of here, out of this room. Everything else. Miami's laughing at me. Miami knows the bucket. She's seen it. Hey, Will Call Magic. How you doing? Um, um, T-Rex. Nobody's invited to his house so he can clean up. Let's see here. All right, so let's see here. And he's saying it's heavy, honestly, heartbreaking. Now, here's something okay, here's an insight of something. The person that saw this, think of them as a juror, and that's this is just a person, right? And then you have as an attorney, whether you're defense or prosecution, you have to convince them why your side is correct. The dog lives confined in the bathroom. At least one cat's seen in the house. The children are just caught in the middle of the search. Let's see here. Reality of the friend footage. All right, so this is here's the good thing. Talking about the police, they didn't mock or escalate. In fact, given everything they've encountered, it's notable how restrained they were. Is that right? Yeah. The behavior of the officers throughout the search, they were patient, respectful, and professional from start to finish. So that's nice. Hey, Food Fairy, how you doing? Food Fairy, I got a scale too. It's amazing how it changes your diet stuff if you start measuring. I think. Shacks. Won't someone please think of the children? All right, so there's that one. Do you guys? There's another one. It's 8 pages. Do you want to go through it? Let's see if I can. I said I'd probably do a video out of it. But if it's 8 pages, I don't know. I kind of want to compare and contrast now. While I'm thinking about it, I hate to skip it. All right, where's my button here? Let's see. I'm gonna stop that. Hey, look at me! Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna go this long. All right, where's the other one? That one is. Wait. Okay. So this is the. Let's do this one. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Hang on. Give me one second because I really do. I need to go to the little boy's room. I didn't go to the bathroom before the stream started. I didn't think it was gonna be going that long. I tell you guys way too much. I'm so sorry. How do I do this? Let me do this. Oh yeah, look at that. That's stupid. There we go. Like talk to Ceiling Cat. Muppet Cat. Rock and roll. Thank you. Sorry about that. I know I'm awful. I'm sorry. All right, let's do this. Boom. Okay, so this person starts off with final thought. Is not able to stop a rewind. Yeah, we know that footage is a bit overwhelming. The house is huge, cluttered. Let's see here. The footage is taken 5:23:24. Starts at 9:11 a.m. Starts in the police cars. The officers approach the house. There's a dirty cat house. Oh, I thought it was a dirty cat. I was like, don't have dirty cats. Clean your cat. Something just got brighter in here, it feels like. House tower and filled trash bags. Oh, on the patio. Oh. That's not good. And my hard drive just went out again. Officer sees kids inside the house through the window. It takes about 6 knocks on the from the police on the door, yelling "search warrant" before someone responds. One of Nick's daughters can be heard saying that Daddy told her not to answer the door. As soon as the door is open, it is literal labyrinth of clothes and stuff. Hard to decipher where one room begins and another ends because every counter and table surface is covered in bottles, clothes, packages of food, and indicators of kids and their toys live there. There's not a lot of space to walk around and piles of stuff either. Well, hey, at least there were packages of clothes, of food. I mean, somebody said they were hungry. Yeah, I don't wear pants. What happened? Yeah. Well, dude, you know what? There's a place that does straight razor shaves. Hey, CMAX, thank you so much, buddy. Dude, you rock, man. I really do appreciate you hanging out with you. I mean that. Let's see here. Let's see here. Hard to decipher where one room begins and ends. Palace stuff. They find 2 females, April and Kayla, in the main bedroom. We have not seen them yet. 6-year-old stated by the officer keeps saying something about her dad. Kept telling her not to let them in. As the police begin to walk around the kitchen, could you imagine? There's like a child there saying, "Daddy said not to let you in." Like walk by. Daddy said not to let you in. Oh, it seems like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie. The main room, kitchen, and dining room seem to be the one big space, but again, hard to tell with the furniture cues since everything is so cluttered and covered. Sounds like Waffle House. Kayla shows up with her arms up, a very dry voice. She seems lethargic and out of it. There is some kind of room they walk by, kids' room. It has a rainbow IKEA shelf in it, and it is completely flooded with junk and clothing. The room is an actual hoarder-looking room. There are a few moments where the officer seems to be covering the camera with his hand. Hard to tell if the purpose of the or accident. Literally just stuff everywhere as they move about the house. Just so many random piles of clothes. And Freckles says, "Ghazi asked where you went. I said he had to poop." Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. We all do. It's I mean, you've seen it, buddy. I mean, this is to me, this is that reflection of it doesn't matter. It's drugs. Seem like it's doesn't care about your financial fortune. Everybody kind of ends up the same. It's not a good thing, guys. Please don't do drugs, please. I've lost friends. Okay, and it sucks. There's a stairway that has some kind of chair or love seat. It's the size of half of a couch, just turned over upside down on the bottom of the stairs. That clearly was done before the cop showed up. Not sure what that's all about. They have a big, fat, fluffy orange cat, though, and it's cute. You guys put in there the cat's cute. Is it a ceiling cat? I don't know. Oh, mine doesn't come back. So they have a upside down, turned over couch or whatever on the stairs. Obviously, the kids were playing WWE, doing a little, off the top rope on the stairs. Do you guys ever do that, kid? That's just me. I grew up feral. 10 minutes in, and we still have not seen Nick on camera. The garage is very cluttered. It looks like they moved in with all the boxes of stuff. Given it is the garage, though, it honestly looks like most normal room in the house. Lots of filled, packed luggage bags, too. The officer goes back upstairs, and we get a quick glimpse of one of the counters, and we can see food wrappers, bottles, and a box of goldfish open. At 9:23, we finally are outside. We see Nick meekly showing up in the driveway, looking mad, like he's about to cry and arms folded. He has short cargo shorts on and that awful Jamaican colored tank top. The cop goes back in and starts getting supplies and gloves to start drug testing stuff in the main bedroom. A lot of the part of the video is just cops gathering supplies and talking about their attack plan on the house because it's so large and there's so much stuff. We're in the bedroom to test. There's a lamp on the nightstand that's just a random tube that has just a random tube balancing on top of it. A very, very cluttered space with lots of stuff. It is important to note the bedroom is right there in the main hallway of the house. You would easily walk by it every day if you lived there. I say that because all the stuff they had in their room, it would be very easily accessible to the kids as you walk by the outside of the room. You look right into the bed and nightstands. And T-Rex! My big thing is don't have idols. Looking up to anybody except God will always disappoint you. People are inherently fallible, and people have a red redemption arc. I've only ever thought of Nick as a funny man on the internet. And you know what, T-Rex? I'm going to see. Can I not? Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I think I can do this every night. I still can't. Go to channel, report, remove, put it into mount, high user. No. I would like to. I'd like to put your. I'd like to pin your chat to the top because that's true. Don't have fake idols. T-Rex, you're a good guy. I don't care what Farrell says about you. I saw you come in right there after him, Farrell. Steve guy says you nailed it, T-Rex. That's right. Absolutely right. Oh man. Yeah. He's got it. You guys, T-Rex is y'all that know him, he's a genuine person. A genuine person, that's the word I'm looking for now. It's a genuine, true soul. He's a great guy. And nobody gives him a harder time than I do. But he's my dude. I really like him a lot. So, all right, let's get back to this. Thank you, T-Rex. The cops keep saying that the two adult females were found in the bedroom together. Chat stopped. I see the females were found in the bedroom together. Incredible amount of bottles and makeup products and clothes, booze bottles and water cups on window sills. The cop decides to go downstairs for a second, give a quick scan of the stream room. We get a close glimpse of the kitchen table, just covered with stuff and loose documents. We enter the stream room, and oddly, the ceiling doesn't seem finished. Just has these latex brand sheets covering it. Latex brand. So it's the rooms. It was before Rekieta bought it. It was I can't remember if it was a walk-in gun safe or a safe room, maybe. I think it was a walk-in gun safe. So I was trying to think, it sounds like there must have been some kind of water damage in there. In the, you can tell, Homer, that you're always worried about water damage. We head back upstairs to the bedroom. We can see shoes, garbage, and lots of clutter at the top of the stairs. They seem pretty dangerous with all the junk around the stairs. At 9:31, we see him swab around the pillow, and it tests positive for cocaine. Oh, I haven't heard that. Swab around the pillow. I didn't even know that was a thing. Then we see him pick up a black vial, looks like lipstick tube. He unscrews it to see a white powder. The officer responds with, "Oh, yeah," and takes a picture of it. The officer says there's a measurable amount of cocaine in the bedroom. At 9:33 in the master bedroom, a measurable amount of cocaine. What? Oh, yeah. They also find a large stack of cash, according to them. An officer then states that Nick is asking about probable cause. He wants to ask questions on probable cause. The main officer who are following calls, the main officer we are following calls Child Protective Services to the house. A senior officer who's been talking to Nick says that Nick feels he's been hurt. When calling family services at 9:37, the officer says we located a measurable amount of cocaine and there are 4 children here. Sorry, his oldest child wasn't there. During this, we catch a glance of the main kitchen counter is just completely covered in booze bottles and even over by the sink. I never saw anything like that, or my never saw any friends, parents, or anything have just empty booze bottles laying around. My mom would not let me go to their house. That's for sure. Holy cow, man. I just realized, man, thinking about that. My mom's from a very small town. Oh, this would have made the paper. Before they got arrested, it would have made the paper. 9:39, we head outside to deal with April and Nick and finally cuff and arrest them. April's in a really slutty top. Boy, with these wonderful adjectives. Nobody can be just fair and balanced, can they? I do not try to call out fellow women for how they dress, but it really is inappropriate to wear around kids and a married couple, regardless of any other factor. And it's a black crop top that has a collar and it's cut in a way that shows her cleavage heavily, and her stomach is out. There's a huge piece of rock jewelry in her belly button as well. Boy, she just got slammed. Holy cow. It's like, look at what she's wearing. That's what matters. She got a whole paragraph about what she's wearing. Oh my gosh. Let's just see this girl go to like a Skinner concert or something. Hey, what do you think about the chicks here? Let's see here. She looks and sounds so dry. Honestly, it doesn't even look or sound like her. She's actually looks like a tranny. Just very dry and unhealthy for sure. Out of it and something or on something. Honestly, might just be hungover. Her throat sounds like she's drowning in sand. I cannot express how just gross she seems and out of it. How do you really feel? 9:42. She has read her rights and refuses to speak without a lawyer. We see her cooperate easily. Is this supposed to be April still? We see her cooperate easily with the officers, and she gets handcuffed and out in the car with ease. We see the other officer cuffed Nick, and he is not fighting either. April asks for some shoes because she's barefoot. Oh, it's got to be Kayla here, is what we're talking about. She's read her rights and refuses to speak without a lawyer. And then you talk about April she's barefoot. They keep asking her what room she's been hanging out in. She mentions the main room and kind of avoids the question. It seems obvious she knew that they're that her being in the bedroom with Kayla with all the cocaine, where all the cocaine was, would get her in big trouble. Nick does looks still very pissed and arms still crossed before he is cuffed. The officer is very kind and heads back to to get her shoes, which are just haphazardly places at the top of the stairs. As the officer heads back to the house, the fat orange cat gets out, and the kids who have been outside on the patio porch the whole time say can go outside. We can hear a kind of officer ask the kid about the other pets to calm them down. They seem to actually be okay, no crying, and in decent spirits. I think Kayla is with them until a woman from Child Protective Services comes. She is the one with the white and black striped shirt. 9:46, we are back in the main bedroom. We keep testing stuff. The officer we are following seems to be the head honcho, and he keeps moving in and out of every room, making calls and shots throughout, so we can are often walking around saying stuff. As he enters, hang on a second. I feel like I'm drowning on sand. As he enters back into the bedroom, another officer mentions that they have found quite a bit of edibles in the room. They don't state what kind, but it can be assumed weed. If you don't know or have edibles or for shrooms, molly, and other mixtures, they are actually easy and common to get, but also gummies are just accessible in the bedroom. Bothers me. 9:47, the officer finally tests the black vial, and it's an instant blue swab. Cocaine right there on the bedstand. You can see it from the hallway. He continues to shuffle around the stuff in the bed stand, but the angle makes it a bit difficult to see exactly what is being tested and touching on the stand. Then the officer tells him they found the rifle under the bed. The main officer heads out of the bedroom again to see a female officer taking care of Kayla, getting her ready to be dressed and sent to jail with the others. Hey, Levy, what's up? We go back to the bedroom and we see the rifle in its box on the bed. The box is literally just a cardboard box. Guys, that's what rifles come in, cardboard boxes. And the fun, I like that. And the fun is the gun is sitting in it with styrofoam, not locked up at all. And it's a huge rifle. Yeah, but what caliber is it? Right, guys? Doesn't matter the length, matters the size of the caliber. I'm so bad at telling jokes, man. I suck so bad. All right. At 9:50, we hear an officer say they found 2 spent casings in the bedroom. I found a snort tube on a nightstand, test positive for cocaine, and it's the first piece of evidence bagged. There are some open drinks and tubes on the bedstand. The black vial is bagged up as evidence. 2 credit cards in the name of April are found, and both the short snort tube and the black vial are found right there on top of the cards. At 9:54, we hear them say that someone named Celeste has their medication right on the bedstand, literally right next to the cocaine vial, short tube, and credit cards. The officer moves down to search around the floor, around the bed stand. We see what the bedstand has actually been. The red fridge Nick has been bringing around this whole time. Oh, I heard about that. Evidently, he brought that to Las Vegas or something. I don't even know why he went to Vegas. I'm not following the whole thing. Hey, Melody, how you doing? Sweet Fly, what's up? What's on? He opens it. You can make out some jars of jam on the door from the angle. So food was there for sure. Food and meds on top of an easily acceptable stand next to cocaine. I have a mini fridge full of jam next to my bed. That used to be no. That used to be a dating profile, right? No. I'm horrible at this. Uh, there's a white stuffed animal and a hairbrush at the foot of the fridge right next to the bed. So it does seem like a kid's come in there, given that there's a few toys around on the floor. There seems to be a small laptop also stuffed into the space between the bed and the fridge, and the light looks like it's on. There's no comment uh, by any officer. The rifle has multiple magazines with it in the bedroom, says one of the officers. I said at 10 o'clock, we hear them say they found even more edibles in the bedroom. They confirm again that the rifle was found under the bed. Um, One officer pulls out a metal vial, object that is found with another glass vial that some kind of powder in it. This was found in the shelf under the TV in the bedroom. They test the white powder, and there's a faint blue on the swab, and the officer indicates that this means it could be a mixture. He bags it for evidence. At 10:03, they find some weed pipes and test them for other drugs. An officer comments at 10:04 in frustration that there is so much stuff in here. The main officer tells them to be mindful of the needles, as he now believes it could be a possibility because of the track marks. They're continuing to dig through the stuff on the floor. There's a big luggage case that he opens up, and it's completely packed with clothes and objects. The suitcase was already under a huge pile of clothes. He pushes off of it. At 10:06, the officer decides to split up the team. He is leaving the bedroom. The other officers wants to go down and test Nick's studio. One of the officers calls it a little lair. They also find April's purse in the bedroom. We go downstairs at 10:08. And we also cross paths with Child Protective Service woman. It was very cluttered and full library room right before you entered the studio. Now, remember, the other one said the same thing. Okay, so these are two different women that went in at two different times, and this is their notes from what they saw. So you can see how, even though there's some differences, it's mostly, it seems like it's what they thought was important. So that's the difference. So it does collaborate a little bit. At least for me, it does. I'm like, hey, Lost Souls, what's happening? Lost Souls, you rock, babe. You guys, if you do not know Lost Souls, please go check her out. And all the good stuff. Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you, Lost Souls. We'll talk later. All right. We will. I got so many people to talk to. Just come to Hollywood. You can talk to me one-on-one. So the library room, right before you enter the studio, there are 4 monitors. See, the other person, there's 5. With the Joker painting tucked behind them out of sight, and are still on it. And it looks like he ended some. The monitors are still on. It looks like he ended some stream. Very full, cluttered shelves that the officers dig through. They oddly keep finding random $5 bills throughout his junk. Looks like some of them might have been dollar or gaming. Some of them were stuffed into cups or pen holders. The officer testes? Does it say testes? Testes. A few things he finds, but nothing suspicious besides a ton of bottles and trash seem to be there. One officer does find some baggy, weird stuff that they guess maybe cloves or pepper. The main officer thinks it might be a whiskey starter. Then an officer brings a big metal safe down at 10:12. They said they found it in the bathroom, and we can see a dirty Ziploc baggie poking out of it. The officer says he will deal with it in a bit and go back upstairs. At 10:16, we're just rummaging through the black shells and testing random bits, but nothing is really down there. 10:17, the officers with the safe returns and ask for help with it. We go up to a small red bathroom on the main floor. I have to assume this is the main bathroom everyone uses when they don't need a shower, and the safe was found in there. The officer says it was under the sink, but the sink is one of those pillar sinks, so there is no bottom. I wonder if it was just tucked off to the side. A pedestal, not pillar, right? Pedestal sink. The safe is opened up and the contents are spread across the top of the toilet bowl for testing and evidence collecting. We see a scale, blue snort tubes, and very dirty Ziplocs with cards and powders in them. At 10:19, he tests the cards and bag in one of the Ziplocs, and it tests positive for cocaine. We now start bagging all the objects in the bathroom safe and calling them out as evidence. Evidence 8 is a large corner, has a large corner cut. This is what they call the large bag with a huge amount of white substance in it. He will test it when they get back, he says. Evidence 9, Ziploc baggie contain multiple baggies. One baggie has powder and it's KKK written on it. Ziploc baggie contain multiple baggies with powder is 10. 11 is a digital scale. 12 is a metal object, a funnel. Contain powder. 13 is 2 snort tubes, plastic straws, and 2 cutters. After packing up the contents of the safe at 10:23, we head back downstairs to the studio to continue testing. He goes through some drawers and they're just packed with objects and loose documents. At 10:25, they continue to search through the library that's outside the studio room, and we then go back to the bathroom to double check for any evidence. We get a sight of a skeleton model that's just hanging out in open space in the living room. I have a skeleton model. It's Larry the skeleton. He usually hangs out back here. We also see a dining room table by the windows, just completely covered in junk and food packages. At 10:26, we head into the bathroom with a hot tub. Oddly, even though there's a ton of stuff in there as well, the floor is pretty clear of junk and is one of the cleanest rooms of the house. Soon, so many lotions and makeup products are all over the counters. Of course, more booze bottles empty and half full on the counter and windowsills. There are many windows in the entire house. It's just they just have booze bottles on them. Like they're what is like dream catchers or what? What are those things that collect the light, and it goes on different colors. The Pink Floyd album cover. I don't know, man. I don't do this stuff. They head into some kind of laundry room and it barely has any visible floor, just piles of clothes and filled laundry baskets. So instead of doing laundry, they just bought more clothes. There's a hallway window. There are 2 bottles of booze, and right next to them on the same window still is a little teddy bear figures. Sad. I cannot tell what kind of room we're in at 10:38, but it seems it's some kind of closet room or bedroom. Just has shelves and more clothes on it. There's a huge rack of so many adult clothes right in the middle. He digs through a random trinket box and finds another bullet inside that he takes as evidence. There's a Louder with Crowder mug spotted. Oh my gosh. At 10:36, we find another safe, and the officer searches for Kayla to get the code so they don't have to bust it open like he said. Then we head back to the garage, and right before it crashes on me, an officer says that they found 2 handguns hanging on the garage. And then it ended. So this stream ended prematurely. And I guess like if it ends, like they couldn't start it back up for some reason. It's very suspect. This whole thing's weird. But that's number 8. So he goes back to, she starts off with her final thoughts, not able to stop or rewind. So these are very off the cuff comments. The footage was a bit overwhelming. It's all over the place. However, we hardly see the kids at all. And yeah, that's it. So that is hey, Driving Fools, what's up, buddy? Yeah, Heather May, happy birthday. Oh, wait a second. Hang on. Heather, I believe it is a special birthday, isn't it? Has a numeric awesomeness to it. But no matter what it is.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
All right. Is there audio now? Yeah, there's audio. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Is it still muted? It's not still muted. It says it's not muted. Wait. Is it muted now? It's muted now? Still? Hello? Hello? It says it's not. Oh, you can hear me now. Okay. No, it's just for some reason when you do a video, sometimes like little like whatever, StreamYard comes back and you saw it was like it was a surprise to me. It's like, oh, it's a different camera, and then it changes microphone to a different setting. All that other stuff. Oh, it doesn't matter. So that is the body camera footage of the Nick Rekieta experience. Thank you, Heather. So here, takeaways from this. So I know it's like how Ghazi said, like there, if it's and it's not cocaine, didn't matter, and I understand that, but it's just there's a lot of drugs, man. There's a lot of drugs. It all matters, okay? Now, just think about that. It all matters. You just add it all up. There's a lot of stuff in there to mess you up. You look at all the alcohol bottles and all the edible and the mystery mushroom and the whiskey starter set. There's a lot of weird things in there. Yeah, don't do drugs is right, Santiago. That's anyway, it's I hear you fools. I hate going you fools. I like going you traveling. I've done it twice now. Catch myself. Oh my gosh, what is that? Oh, minimize. Oh, cool. Oh, I don't know where that went now. Anyway, man, it's here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, there's a lot of people, a lot of people that are hurt by this. And I don't know. It's like T-Rex said, don't idolize people. And I just don't have time for it, It's a sad thing. I've got a computer over here wants to update. It's got little things bouncing up and down. I don't know. Any questions or anything? Miami says, after hearing this report, I'm really glad the actual footage wasn't released for the public. Is there a reason for that? Because I'm thinking, I don't know. I think written sometimes you pay more attention, but at the same time, like you can imagine somebody's gonna be following it at 0.25, right? Oh my gosh, every single thing, the whole thing would be. Heather May, it was the body cam footage from Nick Rekieta getting arrested. Nick's a YouTuber. He's like 400,000 subscribers. And at one time, he was the number 2 person in America with super chats. And he only had like 100,000 or so subscribers, I think, at that time. It was really amazing. Oh, they showed the children. Yeah, that's part of it. If for that to go public, they have to take the kids' faces out, But even then, I mean, I don't know. I don't have kids, so I don't have feel one way or the other. I think it's the truth. I mean, kids are affected by this, and people need to realize it when they make those choices. Everybody's affected by it. So Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. Saturday night, guys. You gotta go out and party. Everybody get oh, hang on a second. Not muted. All right. Guys, thank you so much. The next week is Dollywood. Tomorrow should be everything works. I've got a lot of work to do tomorrow. 3D world work to make all this work. Monday night, Broken Baker will be here. So this whole week is going to be a very weird. Got to make sure you got notifications turned on for everybody. This is going to be a crazy week. Farrell's coming in, can't wait. Roseman's coming in, can't wait. We got Mommy Spice here. We're going to have T-Rex and Kaiser Pineapple and Angela and T for Two, and just all these great people are going to be here. It's going to be amazing. I'm sure I've missed everybody, and everybody's going to remind me that I missed them, and they're going to tell me how bad I suck. But you know what? That's not what matters. What matters is we are going to do what the world can't believe, and that is we're going to be friends. We're going to see real people from all over the world, man, all over the world. Think about that. And we're just going to have fun. That's all it is. Just having fun. But we don't have enough time to do much more than, I mean, you guys know me more than I know you. So I've got a lot of listening to do, a lot of listening. And it's just going to be, it's going to be magical, you know? It's going to be like hanging out, you know, going to the weekend with your friends and stuff like that. It's just like spring break all over again. So I can't wait. I'm really honored. I love spending this time with you guys. I love spending this life with y'all. And I want you guys, to be safe. Okay. Be good to each other. Don't get mad, please, y'all. Please don't. Just take deep breaths and walk away. Don't let stress get to you. Take from someone who doesn't listen to his own advice. But anyway, I love you guys. I'll be around the tubes. You never know when. Make sure you have notifications turned on. I can't think. Is there anything else? Wiggle, 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 wiggle. It's all about a good time. Dollywood, man. It's FNL Live week.